anything more.
Right. There you go.
So,
That's a good idea.
but one thing I learned out of this experience is if I give him $2, next time he asks four
Yeah.
because he felt maybe he should have asked more.
Yeah.
I gave him $4, he wanted eight. At some point, I
Yeah.
pulled back, saying, "What I need to do is not give him more. Instead, ask him what he wants."
Yeah.
And I give him exactly what he wanted because this is what my father said.
Yeah.
My father said, don't give him what you think you want. Ask him what he needs and give him. So I was planning to give
Yeah.
him $2. If he asks $1, I'll just stick to $1.
Yeah.
So I will first ask him instead of.
Yep.
It would have been so easy for me to give $2. Like I said,
Mhm.
but then I pulled back, and you know what? I found him getting more and more grateful, which is very interesting. Then so like I said about the greenhouse,
Yeah.
right? I wanted to stick to a budget, not because I couldn't afford it. It's because I felt I don't want to be indulgent on something it is my space
Right.
to take that money away from family. So my husband, on the other hand, forced me to spend more, which was not my original
Right.
intention. But by pretending, or rather accepting his way, ended up me getting even better than what I
Yeah.
dreamed of.
Now you can use it year round.
So one thing was I was actually last week wiping because my husband wouldn't allow me to bring a maid in without his permission.
Yeah.
Okay, so we couldn't agree on the correct maid, and the maid that I hired always he didn't like. So we ended up losing everybody. So I actually was sweeping the bathroom and wiping the
Yeah.
floors and stuff because my kids, even if I paid them, they
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. But everybody complains
Yeah.
the bathroom is not kept. So I was wiping, and I was finally thinking, after 20 years of being married, my husband has tamed the shrew in me. Literally, I was at my
Yeah.
at the knees. So then
Oh,
I was
jeez.
thinking, that's so interesting. And I was thinking, not even a single piece in my home or in my yard I can do without his permission.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it dawned on me, what he did for me is I lost my identity in him. Essentially, he doesn't want me to hold my own identity at home. That's what it boils
Yeah.
down to, right? It has to be unit.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking, why don't I use my identity with God? Then there's no question, right? Like who is correct.
Yeah.
So when I did that, for some reason my whole world fell into place. The fractional, like a dollar cost averaging, which I was
Yeah.
doing, suddenly their company got sold out. It used to be called Share Builder. They sold out to E-Trade, and all my money went into E-Trade. Like they said,
Yeah.
August 8th, it is going to go in.
Yeah.
So I had a way of hiding that money from my husband or coming clean about like my
Yeah.
savings. So then, but I also wanted a little bit to continue my trading.
Right.
So then I said, okay, I'm going to do Top Gun options, which I already did. My husband, but said not to have any other distraction. He says, from now on, you really need to be plugged into the family because the children are going to college
Yeah.
and we need to be upfront with finance and stuff. And he says, don't do trading anymore, no more
Yeah.
fractional, saving. Keep doing the savings, but he says, don't like spend so much energy there that you
Yeah.
waste money. So I said, that's fine. So then I was saying, can I at least use $2,000 of mine?
Yeah.
And that's when, I felt, why don't I help my dad too?
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself 2,000. I'm giving my dad to renovate his home. This way he'll have money for his renovation. So I feel like, I pay back my dad for all the effort
Yeah.
he raised me. So this is kind of like a little gift because each blessing we do, it comes back to
Yep.
us. And my
No
husband
doubt.
sees, so I was saying to him, I would have given him that money if he wanted the 2,000, but I have to hold back because I'm so scared because of the way in the past, these mentally I took
Yeah.
myself, so I didn't want to like do something until he asked.
Yeah.
So he says, "Can you give me the final payment for a greenhouse?"
Sorry.
That's all right. So I actually finished my greenhouse, And I was so happy, I'm like saying, oh my God, like, now I can work inside my home doing greenhouse
Yep.
work. So I don't need to really have a hobby outside. And at the same time, at work on Fridays, I can do my trading. So, like, everything is falling into place.
That's awesome. When
So
everything
I
falls into
feel
place.
like, and just like my micro nursery, like I feel things are finally late second year with my
Yep.
forest, like the creep cycle where rules are learning from each other. So just like how I told about my kids. So one thing is I need to really plug into them and say, you know what, I see you respect your dad. That
Yep.
means a lot to me. And I think it's not what we say, if how we show up in their life, they respect. So my kids, like, they don't care whether I'm successful outside or not. But if I'm not, that's what my middle one was like,
Yep.
saying, Mom, I don't care how you work, but if you're not there to cook for me, it's not useful to me.
Yeah.
Bottom
Yeah.
line is plugged in with me. And the interesting thing that happened, right? So I'm cleaning up. I'm coming back to the place. So I'm sweeping the floor. My middle one, he comes and says, Mom, thanks for cleaning. Thanks for sweeping today.
Nice.
So it's like, so that's why I was telling
Yeah.
my friend, she says, that's what you need to understand, Vasu, is she says, the kids have so much joy knowing you're having fun gardening in their home.
Yeah.
Like, that even though you don't think that,
Yep.
she says that money your husband forced you to invest in your greenhouse and doing it at home. He says you're going to see each year they're going to enjoy that.
Yep.
And they are going to take pride in knowing that mom was happy in
Yeah.
their home. And they will remember this forever. And she says, my kids, my husband hoards things. And she was saying, my children stopped asking their friends over. And she says now they don't even come hang out. So whereas in our treehouse, my kids always at night they'll be having a party, and they
Yep.
now were stacking on the windowsill beer bottle.
Yeah.
My husband forced them to clean up. They were fighting with him, but he says, if you get busted, you're going to be in trouble. So like but the kids don't understand.
Yeah.
They're young, and I don't know how they even get into these things. But I even asked him, "Who buys it for you?" He says, "Mom, are you crazy?" He said, "I can easily get a six pack. I have no idea how they get it, but somehow somebody buys it for them, even though lawfully they're not supposed to."
No. Yeah.
I don't know how. I cannot fathom. I even tell them, "How do you guys go around it?" They said they have their ways.
They stand in front of a package store and they see a guy walking in. They say, "Hey, can you get me a six pack? I'll buy you your six pack."
Really.
And then
But
sometimes that's one.
see, the interesting thing is my husband doesn't drink. I that's what we were asking in the restaurant. My eldest one says, "Mom, you must have drunk, right?" I said, "No,
Yeah.
I never drank alcohol." And he says, "You must have done wine, right?" I said, "No."
Yeah.
I said, "I've never done it. Seriously." They said, "What? Your life must suck, Mom." I'm like,
No, if I wanted to drink, I can drink.
I said,
Yeah.
I chose, Ricky. I said, you don't understand. 8 year old, I was a clairvoyant.
Yeah.
My higher being said, you can take a path that makes you so destructive, or take a path that's
Yep.
going to be so selfish. They said, the purpose of my birth is to be a healer. And they said, never ever get distracted from that. And when I get distracted, like 16-year-old, I fell in love with a boy.
Yeah.
And I was told very specifically, that's not the purpose for me. And I listen, like when higher beings say that, I listen. So then my son, he was saying, so many breakthrough happened last week.
Yeah.
And he was saying, you're right, Mom. Alcohol is not good for health. Even though he's in trouble, the way they were processing it, I was hearing them is 2017. My eldest one got into trouble for like binging and
Yeah.
stuff in the college. So he said this was the best year of my life because he did YouTube video and he was a like a senior showcase MP or something.
Yeah.
But it's also the worst period in my life. He said he hit the top, he hit the bottom.
Yeah.
And so I was so proud that he recognized it,
Realize that, yeah.
but I
Realize
didn't
that,
say anything, because the minute you say something, that's it. You're like,
Yeah.
you have burst their bubble and you're a
Yeah.
moron. So I kept quiet.
Yeah,
But
sometimes that's the
it
best
was
thing
so
to do.
interesting to see how they processed with brothers.
Yep.
And he was saying this year ended up being the best year in his life. He said, even though he was fighting with us to go to camp.
Yep.
He says, I cannot believe you ruined my life. And you're making me sleep in the tent. Blah blah blah. I'm telling him, the thing is, you need to understand how to be simple.
Yep.
If a change you do not understand simplicity, it doesn't matter how much money you get,
Yep.
you would never ever be grateful. The sun is giving everything free, earth is giving everything free. And when we lose sunshine, that's when we miss sun.
Yep.
When we lose the
That's when you
ability
miss
to
it.
have a dry earth
Yep.
to sleep on, we like flooding and stuff, it
Yep.
reminds us. So I said, what a beautiful world we live in. But kids are kids. They
They learn.
appreciate life differently.
They
But I think
learn. They learn as they go along too.
simple things, that's all. Life I found in the ultimate places. Just enjoy daily things.
Yep.
Hey, I need to take this.
I
Thank
will
you.
see you next
Yeah,
week.
see you. Hello?